Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name's Josh. How you doing today? I hope you're doing swell. It is Friday, and so we got a full lid for you today. It's usually a day that I unpack a couple of smaller stories, and today we're talking about a woman who is faking breastfeeding so she can get her nudes on Instagram, and it's a loophole she's exploiting, and everybody knows it, and no matter how many times you freaking report it, Instagram won't remove it. We're also going to talk about Felicia Aquino, whatever her name is. She called me out again. She's all super upset that I called her out for being upset that she had a healthy child. And we're going to talk about the comments I got from it because I got a lot of hate comments and I love it. And Kyra's back. And what does she come back with? I guess you'll have to find out. But we're going to spin the old wheel first because we do that on Fridays. If you are a member of this channel or my Patreon and you're above the first tier, you get on the wheel every single week. At the end of the month, every single member gets on the wheel and we spin it. Someone wins a dope prize, and there are dope prizes.
Yeah, baby.
Taco Lucy Bear, you win a prize. Reach out to Josh at thedadchallengepodcast.com with your shirt size and your address, and I'm going to hook you up. Let's get to it. Oh, Gus. Smells like a wet dog because he goes out every morning. He plays with his best buddies. Like, they literally just jump and hit each other and just bark and run. And it's like his morning exercise and his afternoon exercise, and he loves it, but he gets so tired. And right now, because it's like snowy out, he stinks. Like, it's time for a haircut. Gus, we let his hair grow in the winter really long because he loves it, because he loves being out in the cold and snow. But in the summer, man, he gets shaved and he's half this size. Half that size. You get a little tail wag, and he's so cute. Everybody loves Gus. Like, it's okay. I get it. All right, so I follow this guy named Goob_U2, and he's the guy that calls out, he's your favorite influencer's least favorite influencer. So he calls out people who look like, he's mostly in the fitness space, and he calls out people who Photoshop their photos in the fitness space, and he thinks it's wrong, and I agree with him, that people who are in the fitness space shouldn't be, touching up and doctoring our photos, especially if they're trying to coach people and tell them this is what you should look like. He gets a lot of heat, and he calls it a lot of people, and he does it like he's like Joey Swole almost. Joey Swole calls out people in the gym or being a bunch of dickholes. He calls out people who are like being wrong with their stuff. But anyway, we had this story, and it just get ready.
We have a sicko for you today. Gallons of Sarah. Welcome to the show. So this is Gallons of Sarah, 80,000 followers, and I tell you what, she's a real sicko. Mm-hmm. You see, Gallons of Sarah recently figured out a loophole on how she can market her Onlyfans on Instagram. And she's doing it in the absolute grossest way possible, especially as a woman. So a few days ago, Sarah posted, "Surprise! My daughter was born on Friday." And she followed up by posting multiple photos of herself topless breastfeeding, and then posted this link on her story, link for more. Let's see what that goes to. That's an OnlyFans account.
Huh?
And that's not even a real child. It doesn't move, breathe, do anything in any of the videos. It is literally a silicone fake baby that this sicko is using to post her tits online so that people can, masturbate to you breastfeeding? Pretending to be a mother to sell more of your online smut has to be scraping the barrel for the most pathetic thing I've seen this year.
All right, so if you go to Gallons of Sarah thing, obviously this is blanked out. She has 86,000 followers, so this is exactly what she's looking for. But what she does is she has this silicone real life looking baby, similar to that real life baby that looks like a real life baby that the Inghams sell of their baby. So what this woman did is she bought a literal real life like baby, and look this. This is so silly about Instagram. For educational purposes only. She's not a mother. She's not an educator. She's a porn star. That's what she does. She literally creates porn for a living. And so what she does is she has this fake baby, and she just pops her boobs out and pretends the baby is on her boob. I'm not kidding you. And I reported this. I think thousands of people reported this. Instagram will not do anything. Go here, report the account. It's posting content, nudity, and sexual activity. Involves a child. I just put it, and I've done it multiple times. Instagram won't remove it because of this. This is the loophole we're talking about when it comes to that. Remember when all the people got in front of Congress? Yes, I'm going to do part 2 to that. I want to cover it all. I know it's taking me forever. It's just a super long video, but it's really important we cover it. And you all had to say, people can just do this. Like, why is there a loophole that you can show your breasts if you're breastfeeding? Like, I had some people reach out to me about this too, and they're upset about the video, and they're like, breastfeeding's such a great thing. It's not sexual. It's not this and that and the other thing. I'm like, look, to some people, it is. Okay? And that's just the reality of the world we live in. Just like there are predators online. There's not, it's not the majority of people, but they exist on the internet. People exist on the internet. There are people like Lena the Plug. There are porn stars who use their Trisha Paytas. They use their pregnant status and their baby status and their breastfeeding status to create pornography because there are people who have kinks with breastfeeding. There's people who have kinks with feet, with hands, with poop, with farting. Kyra, who we're going to talk about later. There exists kinks for everything. People are weird. Porn has destroyed an entire generation of people. Okay, that's just all there is to it. She's doing this because she is feeding a kink, a sect of the population who wants to see breastfeeding. She's not even breastfeeding, guys. She's just showing her tits. That's all she's doing. Okay? And so some women are really upset that it's like, oh, this is bringing bad light to people who breastfeed. Look, can we be honest here for a second? Can we just be honest, please, for a second? Is there any need at all for you to take a photo of you breastfeeding your child and sticking it on the internet for everybody to like, what is the benefit? Are you trying to raise awareness to breastfeeding? Because we all know it exists. It's a thing. We get it. You don't have to show a picture. And I know people are going to come at me and be upset with me for talking about this because like, oh, you're sexualizing it. Look, I think that breastfeeding is one of the most important things you can do for your child if you can do it. Okay? I think it's beautiful. I think feeding your baby is beautiful. And yes, I don't think it's sexualized. But there are men out there who are looking for this, specifically for that, and you feed it to them on a silver platter like you feed your children to these predators on a silver platter. If you're upset that it's being used for that, don't put it out there. And a lot of people are like, that's victim blaming. Why do you need to take a picture of your boob breastfeeding your child? Like, can you just say I breastfeed my child? Like, why do you have to? Why are there so many women out there who take this picture and put it on the internet? And it's often the video, the photo or the content on their page that gets the most hits. Like, there's no other way to put that. Just stop doing it. Just stop. And so when women like this use a loophole that exists for that, it then will actually take away from those women who want to do it, which I think you shouldn't anyway, but it doesn't matter. If you want to do it, you want to do it. But they're going to now have to this woman is getting away with it because of this for educational purpose only. What, you're feeding a doll? That's not educational. She's just promoting her porn stuff. That's it. So, again, this is disgusting. And this is what social media allows. If you don't think they're going to tackle this type of stuff, which is blatant pornography, where kids are going to have this in their eyes, if you don't think they're going to tackle this, they're absolutely not going to just tackle what they find as boring children's entertainment. They don't care about that. They're not going to tackle this. They're not going to tackle that. So do yourself a favor and report these types of accounts. Enough get reported, she'll get removed. You're not supposed to be advertising your OnlyFans, I think, anyway on these platforms. I don't think you're supposed to. Maybe that's just TikTok. But get real, okay? And it's a sicko that does this, who's taking something that should be for a mother and a child. Feeding your child is a beautiful thing, it's an important thing, blah, blah, blah. And she's not doing it. She's using a doll so she can just flop her tits out on the internet. And that's crazy that that's allowed. So please do yourself a favor, report this garbage. And thanks for Goob2 for uncovering that. That's disgusting. Ugh. Now it's time for our second story of the day. I called out this lady named Felicia Aquino or Aquila or whatever her name is. I don't even know. Okay, this is a woman who did a video where she was upset her kid is not deaf, doesn't have a disability, isn't upset about it because they have 2 deaf children and she wanted a 3rd deaf one, which is beyond me. Okay, and I got some comments. Awesome, because what she did was she posted her thing and then her fans came over. This is kind of how this works. Some of the people, they don't know who I am and they don't know that I love when I get these comments because it allows me to rebut. You're going to come over here. So what she said was something like, she uses this argument took it out of context. No, I didn't. I just reacted to the video that you posted on your Instagram that you kept up and, by the way, deleted the comments on. So she can't even comment on the video anymore, but she kept the video up, right? Why take the comments down? What are you so scared of, right? But she kept the content up because it's the most viral video on her channel, right? So she gets upset with me and she blocked me instantly after I asked her about the whole video. She didn't even respond. She just blocked, right? Didn't care. And then gets upset. So I tried to reach out to her and then does this video.
Hello, Mark, today. What's the day today, Steve? 12th? Yes. Today is the first time I've ever been publicly shit on by somebody who calls himself a podcaster. I realized it was...
Okay.
The algorithm that makes
Oh yeah, because she did a video before this where she said, oh, this video's back in the algorithm. She was all excited about it being back in the algorithm because she was getting negative comments. She went on a deleting spree because most of the comments were negative, by the way. That wasn't just me. I wasn't clutching my pearls. Everybody had the same kind of thing as me. And she's like, oh, she was excited it was back in the algorithm. This video that was getting her lots of vitriol. And then she realized,
that video come back up. It was some guy named the Dad Challenge podcast on YouTube that spent 30 minutes trashing my family today. So
No. Nope. You can't say that. I spent 33 minutes trashing you and your husband. Not your family, just you and your husband. Your kids are victims. I wasn't trashing them. They're probably great kids. You're a douchebag. That's who I was trashing. Just, let's be real. You can't just say my family. It wasn't your family. It was you and your dink.
that's fun.
That's fun. That's good. I'm glad you're excited because I'm excited too. So she posted that. She's all upset and big mad that I called them out, right? Because she's never been called out before, which is like, what's weird to me. You've never been called out. That's really weird. And then she wrote this. Not only did he claim that I exploit my kid's disability for a living, but told an audience that doesn't know my story that my kids are deaf because of past drug use. I didn't say that. I said that she said that, and it might be linked. She says it's not? Okay, so it's not. But told an audience he doesn't know my story that I'm deaf because of past drug and didn't say it. And that I have Munchausen by proxy syndrome because I wanted Eden to be deaf and unhealthy. I mean, that's basically in there. Yeah. Yeah, you did a video where you were literally upset that your child didn't have a disability. It's a little bit Munchausen by proxy syndrome, just a little bit. His audience has went as far as claiming I'm going to hurt my daughter to become deaf and that I caused my stillbirth from drug use. I doubt it. Some comments even state that I'm clearly lying that my kid's deaf and they should be evaluated doctor outside my knowledge to protect them from me. Devastated. Now, as you know, it's not my responsibility for what people are going to say to you. I exposed a video that you made. You're on the internet with over 100,000 subscribers. You put that out there on the internet. I commented on it. You don't get to like weaponize, like somebody said something mean to me. It's not my responsibility. These are grown adults. I wish you wouldn't. And if there are people that are fans of me that went there and said something like that, that's disgusting. And I'll tell you what, Felicia, you send me those screenshots of those people with their names and I'll call them out for you. I will tell them that they're assholes for saying something like that. It's disgusting to say something like that and they shouldn't be saying that. And she claims she got death threats because of my videos. But here's the thing, they never show them because I'll call out those people too who do that. That's unacceptable and ridiculous. So why don't they ever, like, they'll just say it? Because they're looking, like, this is the type of person who lives and exists on the internet for your, like, feel sorry for me. Feel sorry. They capitalize and grow their entire audience for being like, look at our lives. Feel sorry for us. This is like one of the most disgusting corners of the internet. One of the most disgusting things people do to gain followers is to exploit children's illnesses, disabilities, and everything else, and husbands' illnesses, disabilities, death. It's one of the most gruesome corners of the internet I wish didn't exist. Okay? Like zoo animals, people are watching these people for morbid curiosity or whatever the case may be, but it's exploitative in every sense of the word. And it's disgusting. And they live their life as victims. And they grow their platform like, look at me, I wish you would tell me I'm a good mom. And she's like, I'm devastated. You should be devastated. You're exploiting your children. Okay? And that's disgusting. That's disgusting human behavior, and you shouldn't be able to get away with it. Okay? So spare me. You got a couple of negative comments and then turned off the comments. You didn't delete the video though. She wants to make sure she keeps that video up, and she knows it's wrong. The outrage is real. People are upset because we all saw and heard with our own ears and eyes what you said and how you reacted, you and your husband. We're not dumb. We can see it. And she kept it up because that's the only thing bringing her attention right now. That tells you everything you need to know about this woman. Then she wrote, like, someone, I'm not going to show you who wrote this, so Tyson, make sure you blank out the name here. She, in the comment section before she deleted it, says, stop posting your children in your content. You can share all your stories and resources without exploiting your children, right? That's such a salient argument that it's hard to fight back. But let's hear what she has to say. The funny thing is, a week ago, January 6th, before I even knew who this man was, the one who wants to talk about my family knowing nothing about us, saying all these things with absolutely no context. Guys, let me be real here. I don't need any context. If you're exploiting your child, that's all the context I need. I don't care anything about you. I don't. I'm not going to go watch all your content. I'm not going to go look, oh, let me just see if there's context that allows exploitation of children. Let's see if there's no context that allows exploitation of children. None exists. There are no moral high ground you can take on the exploitation of children. It's never going to be okay, ever, 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 ever. I know there are people out there who disagree with me and say, well, if there's a kid out there who's got one disease and 1 in a trillion, we need to talk about it. I don't care. I am black and white on this issue. Nope. Exploitation is wrong. There's no context needed. Understood? Cool. I announced I was no longer sharing my kids on social media, not to mention y'all think we made a living, and that's all these people think they know me and my family, or intentions in my heart come out of nowhere, blah, blah. Keep on keeping on. You don't have to understand my feelings. Well, you put them on the internet there, Felicia. So there are going to be people who are going to comment on your feelings because you want them to. You just don't want them to comment negatively. Sorry, this is the internet. Are you new here? You're going to put something out there like this. This is weird, which a lot of parents are going to be like, excuse me? There's so many people that reached out to me and said, man, I have a deaf child, or I have a child that has this, and I couldn't even imagine wishing this on my child. No normal parent on earth who is good is going to wish a disability on their child. And a lot of people get upset with me even saying that. They're like, well, there's nothing wrong with deaf. Of course there's nothing wrong with deaf people. It is a disability. And the fact that you would wish that for your child is really, really weird. Okay? And there's apparently this other couple that was having, I don't know if they were a lesbian couple or something like that, were looking for deaf donors so that they could have a deaf child. Now, I know the deaf community is probably like, we're nothing, they believe it. And I know a lot of deaf people. I know deaf people really close. Okay? And yes, I'm not saying, like, it is a disability no matter what you say about it. Okay? It's a disability. You cannot hear. It is a disability. Let's be real, okay? So wishing that on your child is really weird. And that's why people are up in arms about this, because you posted it publicly on the internet as if you were proud of this thing. It's so weird. And your feelings are wrong about that. And I don't care what anybody says. They're like, well, there's nuance and there's feeling. No, sorry. And then I guess she's like, still like, oh, woe is me. I was called out by a guy who's a so-called podcaster in his basement, his mom's basement. Woe is me. I hate these people who do this. I just hate this behavior. You put something on the internet that wasn't just me who was upset. She's acting like I'm the only person that was upset. She went on a massive deleting spree before she turned off the comments. There were hundreds of comments calling her out. Okay, it wasn't just me. I'm not the only one here upset about this. Most of the people that follow me too were like, what? Right? That's like, clearly you were covered on this channel because this is outrageous. She says, you can handle whatever this week throws at you. You got this, girl. Slay. Yes, queen. This is the funniest irony of this whole thing. On a different note, Eden's follow-up MRI was yesterday. It was very uneventful and everything was just like, you're getting called out for exploiting your child? And let me be real. It's not just like the deaf side of this whole thing. People are really, really focusing on the deaf side of this thing. I don't care. That's like the minimum part of this. Like, it's like a minuscule thing that brought me to this channel. It's really not, I don't really care how you feel otherwise about it, right? It's gross, but whatever. That's not what I'm upset about. I'm upset about that you exploited your other 2 deaf children their whole lives. And she's like, well, if he knew this story that was not in my channel anymore, on January 6th, like over a month ago, like I've been following her for a month. I found this now. She's like, if he knew this, I said I wasn't going to be exploiting my child anymore. January 6th. Well, it's been a month and I don't see a change in anything. So kiss everybody's ass. Anyway, she's like telling everybody about her child's MRI. So the thing that I'm most upset about is her exploiting her children's medical issues. She then goes on to be like, woe is me, but hey, check out this MRI results of my child. You can't make it up, anybody. It's crazy to me. People take crazy pills. Then this is what happened. The video was taken completely out of context and shared to an audience that knows nothing about my family or the deaf community. No, that's not true. There are lots of people who left in my comments who have deaf children and know a lot about the deaf community and were completely in agreement with me. So, and like, are you the gatekeeper to the deaf community? That's another reason this is so crazy. Like, you're the only voice on the deaf community? There are people out there who have deaf children who are super upset with what you said. Do they have a valid criticism? Or are they allowed to say anything? Are you out of your mind? I only watched the first 5 minutes, but I'm honestly heartbroken. He knows nothing about me, my family, my heart, my intentions. I'm getting death threats. Post your death threats. Again, Felicia, you send those people to me who send that to you, and I will call them out. I will get people to report their accounts too. Like, they always say that and never post it. Like, I get death threats all the time. It's just part and parcel to the end. Remember, I've been accused of so many things, everybody. It's just the way you're going to be on the internet. It's going to happen. death threats. That's crazy. And people are trying to get my children taken away because of 30 minutes of misinformation. What? I think people will probably call her and be like, you just like, it's really weird that you want your child to have a disability. That's people are upset about it. And rightly so. So she types this thing out and says out of context, because that's the only argument they have. Nothing I said was out of context. I don't need context to see, are you exploiting your child? And here's how you can tell. Is your child on your page? Did you grow your page because of your child? Are there advertisements and there's ways that you're making money on your Instagram? Yes, 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 and yes, and yes, and yes. She's exploiting your child. I don't need more context. I don't need any more. That's... Again, it's just so simple to me. And I can't believe people are like, well, there's more context. It's not more context. And if you agreed that you're not going to take your kids off anymore, then you kind of agree with me here. Because apparently her content was being stolen and posted on Facebook groups. Like someone was stealing her pictures of her kids and stuff. And she's like, oh, I'm not having this anymore. So that happened. And this woman still hasn't taken her kids off the internet. She said she was thinking about it and then didn't do it. So spare me. And then, of course, it's the old, I'm taking a mental health. Shut up. Taking a mental health day to day. The internet is too much and my anxiety is really high. Oh, welcome to the internet. Do you know how you can stop this type of stuff? Stop exploiting your child. With a few accounts on Facebook listen to this. With a few accounts on Facebook stealing my content / pretending to be us and some weirdo messages I've received, Steve and I are currently trying to figure out how to revamp our content to focus on us. We're trying to figure it out. Our marriage and our journey, raising DHH kids, instead of my kids being on camera, think the same kind of content, but different. You'll still see them in stories and occasional videos. I'll still exploit them. And Steve and I have been talking about this a lot, and I feel like it's the right thing. I hope you'll stick around and continue to support us as we make this change to protect our children. By the way, she still didn't make the change, just so you're aware. This account isn't about likes, views from strangers. Well, it's definitely is. It's to continue being a support person for the community. I've already built and I felt like I can do that without the focus on my kids' faces. I don't know exactly what this looks like just yet, but I appreciate you hanging out while I would take on the content roller coaster, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This guy. I ironically shared this February 6th, not January 6th, my correction. I realized my account was larger than I ever anticipated and it no longer felt good to share my kids' faces, but now I'm being absolutely berated about it and it's something else. Well, I commend you for taking this stance. And again, she's like, look at this story. Like the story has been long gone. February 6th, I don't see it. But that to say, like, good for you. Honestly, Felicia, good for you for seeing this and wanting to make changes, except for the thing but you'll still see them in content. So you're not really making any changes. But imagine growing a platform and having to like preemptively apologize for taking your kids off. I'm really sorry. I hope you guys still follow me because you know exactly why people follow you. Okay? You know that people are coming to see your children and that's really, really weird. Okay, so let's head over to the video comments. I know this is a little bit longer version of this. So I've got 45,670 views on this video. Okay, 94.5% like ratio. Now, I'm usually 98, 99, 97%. When I get a 94.5, that means there's some people saying some stuff. And so if you go into my comment section here, there's been people that go in and like just completely go and debate for them all day long. I'm going to go to I responded because I responded to a bunch of these douchebags. Okay. So your video is spreading misinformation and taking the situation out of context. This context argument is hilarious because she said it. They all come over and they have to say it. I'm generally against family vlogging. Generally or against it? There's no generally against it, okay? Because it's not beneficial for the children at all. But I think even worse for the children when their parents are getting death threats and are being attacked by people that don't even know and go their information. This is ill information video. You are definitely not making anything better for these children. I'll ask you, just like everyone else claiming context, please correct the context. Well, there's no context for child exploitation. There's no context that makes it allowable. All the things said by this man in this video are lies and misinformation. If you actually knew the family or followed their journey in history with hearing loss, then you all of you are hatefully commenting. Now, I gotta say this. If you actually knew this family and followed their journey, no. That's the problem! Camille Berenger, that's the damn problem. We shouldn't know this family's journey. We shouldn't, because that's exploitation of these kids' private lives. You shouldn't know that. You shouldn't know every detail about this family. And the fact that you do is the reason I'm here. See, before you watch, he has taken this so far out of context. Go watch her videos, go learn her don't go go watch the child exploitation for yourself to see if it's context. Again, so many people. This is not what they said, it's completely out of context. No. Zoo animals, this is so comical. I see a wedding ring on your finger. I feel so bad for your partner. Don't feel bad for my partner. My family's not exploited online. I've been married for 16 years. It's a very successful marriage. And I won't exploit my children for views and money online. You don't know anything about my kids or their struggles because I won't post it for strangers. Dumbass! The same person writes this, do you even do background research before making these gross videos? Nope. No, I don't. I don't need to. Child exploitation is child exploitation. You don't need to do background check to see. Just have to look with your eyes for 2 seconds. I've been friends with this girl since before she had 10,000 followers. That's really weird. Wow, so you followed her before she was famous? Before she had 10,000 followers? Wow. Are you like her friend, or are you been a follower for that long? Because that's really weird for you to say that, and that's really creepy. So I don't know if you knew you were being so creepy, but you're creepy. You're so ignorant. Have you checked out her following? 75% is other parents with deaf children. How do you even know that? How do you know? Do you know her analytics? She's so stupid. They were given devastating news during the pregnancy about their new baby, and she spent months preparing for the worst. Do you know anything about emotion? I said, oh, guess since you have been a follower since she was smaller, that makes child exploitation okay, you effing donut. I hate these people out here making, like, they're so stupid. Way to take a sweet family's raw moments out of context. Guys, again, did you hear it with your ears? Because they have the context that they have is that they have 2 other deaf children. That's the context. That they have this genetic disease that likely will make their kids deaf. That's the context they're talking about. Does that make anything they say better? Does that, well, knowing that they have 2 other deaf children, this should make this better. Nope! You stupid asshole! Anyway, whenever I do a video, and it's been a long time since I did a video where I got a lot of backlash, I like it. Because not only does it help me in the algorithm, but I get to school these a-holes for being a bunch of a-holes. And that was fun. So, there you go. Felicia, bye. But here it is. Okay? If you don't want people commenting on your craziness, the thoughts that are coming to your head, these like intrusive feelings and thoughts, don't post on the internet for people to comment on it. Because that's what the internet's for. I don't like these people who sit out here and be like, well, why are you commenting negative? Because you put it there. And we're having reactions to it. That's what you're looking for. Okay? But I promise you this, Felicia. If you take down every video and post of your child, I will remove my video too. Just let me know when you've done it, if you're willing to unblock me. Congratulations, you get Douche Mom of the Day. All right, last story. Kyra's back. Oh my gosh, Kyra's back, everybody. Celebrate. She's been gone for like a month and a half. A lot of people were acquiescing that she was like, she's not married anymore, that she's on vacation for a month and a half. No, Presticles is back. He does taxes for a living, so he's got to be back. It's tax season. And so she comes back with this. Looking like a whole bag of smashed assholes, okay? With dildo ads. Again, she leaves for a month and a half, and because she has a contract to fulfill, she comes back with a dildo ad. Like, keeping it classy. Keeping it super classy. Well, she got burnt by the sun, that's for sure. And then I wrote, Slay Queen. Yes, Queen. Everybody's like saying it. Someone needs money. She's back in her Valentine's loving mood. Hello, and then someone made fun of me. I guess she blocked me. I can't see it. And she had really weird, ugly eyebrows. And I said, stay mad, eyebrows. I'm sorry, that's funny. She comes back with a sex toy ad. Y'all need to move on and get a life already. You don't like her? Stop looking and come in and stuff. So, yeah. These people are so stupid. And I was like, shut the F up. I'm sorry. People who go to bat for Kyra make me laugh so hard. And then so she did that. She comes back with a dildo ad because that's who she is. And then she did this.
Hello, you guys.
Hello.
It's been so long since I've been on stories. It kind of feels a little awkward.
Agreed. Couldn't throw a little powder on or anything?
Hello. I didn't mean to be gone for this long.
Why do you look like you just woke up from a coffin sleep? Like you look dead. You look like powder.
It just kind of was crazy. We got married.
Is she the only person that would look good without eyebrows? Are you thinking the same thing I'm thinking?
We came back to Utah. I cut my hair. I actually wanted to cut my hair during the wedding, but it was just so expensive to have the hairstylist stay for like hours to wait to cut my hair. So I just waited.
Wow. Thanks, Chinzits.
Until we got back home. But then we went on our honeymoon, and then
people were commenting she's not wearing her rings. I know it's backwards, so I think she is wearing her wedding ring there. Just so you're aware. The band is on the right hand, but I think it's because the video's flipped.
Weeks and weeks and weeks went by with like craziness and kids stuff and post-wedding
Craziness, like sitting around doing nothing. It's so crazy. Oh, I hate when influencers like, it's so crazy. You don't do anything. You don't have a real job.
recovery, which is a lot, to be honest, because...
Post-wedding recovery? Like you just have to pay your bills? Again, nothing that you've done is changed. You lived with the guy before, you live with him now. The only thing that changed is you had a party with a bunch, like 10 people there. That's the only, and you went on vacation. That's the only thing that changed. Post-wedding recovery?
Wedding is a lot. So I'm so excited to finally just be back. I feel like I should have like a formal...
Did you eat like a whole plate of spaghetti before this?
I'm back post, but this is what I've got. I missed you guys. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for checking on me. So many of you guys were messaging me. I was trying to stay off.
Because we want you to like come back so we can snark on you.
Socials like really taking that break, but I missed you.
Well, thanks. And then I missed you. And so here's a sex toy ad. Look at the comments, man. It's so funny. Oh my gosh, Kyra, you're so funny. There are young girls following you. Gross. I mean, there is young girls following her. You and Karen just happen to get the same haircut? I don't know who Karen is. But that's nice. She looks like a Wallace and Gromit character. She does. Tell me you're going broke without telling me you're going broke. Mm-hmm. Man, she gets a lot of heat. People tagging me left, right, center. It's so funny. I can't believe Kyra hasn't blocked me yet. I'm so surprised. Oh, that Sean's podcast. Love this. He's a creep. A grown man gossiping about women. Well, there's grown women gossiping about women. Why can't I? Pfft, sexist. That's misandry. Yes, sexual wellness. This is the world that we live in right now. I spied my little eye vibrator near my eye. It's too close to your face. Like, you know where that goes, right? And then you're putting it near your tongue. Just, ew. You've lost thousands of, she's lost thousands and thousands and thousands of followers. But absolutely. Who comes back from vacation looking worse than before? That's supposed to be relaxing. Anyway, she's getting ratioed. That means videos are coming, which means we get to snark a little bit. I'm very excited about that. Are you excited? Because I'm excited. Coming up this coming week, Alex's 18th birthday, did a video on it. Oh my gosh. Also, Tuesday, don't want to miss it. We're live streaming the sentencing for Ruby and Jody. It's going to be crazy. Don't forget that, okay? You're going to be there for that. Let me know if you guys have anybody you want me to cover. Just message me on Instagram. Generally, it's a good place to go. But thank you for being here. Everybody take a deep Friday breath. Breathe out the dildo ads. Thank you for being here for all of these stories and the craziness that we cover. Guys, thanks for going to bat for me when you guys, you know, I know I don't need people to protect me because I can like comment myself, but I appreciate when people are in the comments being like, look, child exploitation is wrong and you're dumb for doing it. And I love you guys for doing it. I really appreciate you. Make sure you don't watch that stuff, okay? Because they don't deserve your view. Okay, you're too good for them. Because you're awesome, you're amazing, you're incredible, you're talented, you're valuable, and someone has a crush on you. Don't you forget it. And I will see you when I see you.